Carpinteria, California is a beautiful, quaint beach town just about 15 or 20 minutes south of where I am right here in Santa Barbara. Hosts a population right north of 13,000 people per recent census data, and I want to give you in this video the full pros and cons of what it's really like to live in Carpinteria. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel, or if it's your first time, my name's Avi Becker. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara, but I also love selling homes in Carpinteria. Carpinteria is a fantastic community, so I really wanted to dive in and talk about the pros and the cons of the community. I have made videos of pros and cons of Montecito, of Goleta, of Santa Barbara, so if you want to check those out, those are on my channel. If you have specific questions as well that I don't answer, please jump into the comments. I would be more than happy to answer them. And now let's talk about pros and cons of Carpinteria. So I want to start the pros list of Carpinteria by talking about the beautiful beaches. Carpinteria hosts some of the most scenic, quaint, charming, beautiful beaches I've ever been to, whether it's the main beach off of Linden right downtown, or lesser known little beaches like Jelly Bowl a little bit south. Carpinteria has a bunch of pockets of cool, unique beaches. You can surf, you can go even further south to Rincon and have premier surfing. You can go and have a beach picnic. You can hang out in areas that are more expansive and open with more sand or more tucked away towards the cliffs. If you're a beach person and you love taking long walks on the beach, I highly implore you to go check out the beaches in Carp. Another huge pro about living in Carpinteria is the fantastic climate. It's super mild year-round like the rest of the Central Coast, and a lot of people come to Carpinteria for vacation or own a second home if they're escaping the colder states and leaving in the wintertime, or oftentimes people leave areas like Texas and Arizona and Nevada in the hot summers because the summer times in Carpinteria are much more mild. If you like 70-degree weather, lots of sun, no weather that's too hot, too cold, Carpinteria might be a great option for you as well. Not only does Carpinteria host fantastic beaches, but it also has areas of amazing scenic views of both ocean and mountains. If you love to hike and explore, there's fantastic hidden trails in Carpinteria that are never too crowded, and you can take it all the way up to the summit and get breathtaking views of the coastline and the beach. And also there's a lot of properties in the hills of Carpinteria that have lots of property, fantastic views of the ocean. Carpinteria is very scenic and it offers that mountain and ocean balance. So if you want views and unique places to go, Carpinteria and the mountains and the exploration you can do outside is a great thing to check out. Another pro about Carpinteria is that the housing and condo units for sale are both slightly cheaper than Santa Barbara. While the average price for a single family home in Santa Barbara is coming around $2 million, the average price for a single family home in Carpinteria is more like 1.6. And I think anything that is like for like in Santa Barbara or Carpinteria, you're gonna get a little bit of a discount. There's a couple beautiful condos currently on the market in Carpinteria that are in the 700s and 800s, where if they were in Santa Barbara proper, they might be $1.2 million, $1.3 million. So it's definitely something to consider if you love being close to Santa Barbara, but you want a little bit more value for your property and you're cool with a smaller, quaint beach town, Carpinteria could be a great option. Another huge pro about living in Carpinteria is even though it's a smaller community, they host a lot of amazing community events. Most notably is the Avocado Festival, where people flock from all over California and beyond to try out the most fun, unique avocado recipes, guacamole, tacos with avocado, and even avocado ice cream. It's an amazing event. I went last year and I can't wait to go back again this year. It's in the summertime when the weather is warm, so definitely check out the Avocado Festival if you're in Carpinteria. Wrapping up the pros, Carpinteria has been called the safest beach town in America, and it has a lot of small town charm. If you love being in an area that's super safe, super quiet, not much traffic, but still has great restaurants and amenities and things to do, Carpinteria is the perfect fit. For being a town of only 13,000 plus people, there's a handful of fantastic restaurants. They even have a great Thai spot, great little organic produce slash grocery store. There's a lot to do in Carp for being such a small town. The community is super small and tight-knit and rooted, and if you're into tight-knit communities, it's definitely a place to keep on your radar. Now jumping into the cons, and one con to definitely consider in Carpinteria, like any areas really in Southern California, especially if you're up in the higher mountainous regions, is the high probability of fires. You definitely want to have good insurance and understand your area, if it's burned before or not, because all throughout California, the truth is there's risk of fire. So if you want to be away from the fire areas, it's better to live probably closer to the beach side in Carpinteria. And if you're in the mountainous areas, you want to have good insurance and understand the risks fully before buying a house there. Another con about living in Carpinteria is because they've been doing so much construction for the past 7 or 8 years on the 101 South from Santa Barbara to Carpinteria, there's oftentimes a lot of traffic depending on what time you leave. You have to be strategic about knowing the rush hour traffic, because even though without traffic, it's only a 15 or so minute drive, if you hit bad rush hour traffic with how much construction they've been doing, just to get from Santa Barbara to Carpinteria, oftentimes if you hit bad traffic, it can take 45 minutes to an hour. When it comes to shops, restaurants, and especially nightlife, Carpinteria is much more sleepy than even Santa Barbara, which is pretty sleepy compared to LA. So if you like a lot more things to do, a lot more concerts and events and happenings, you're probably gonna wanna come to Santa Barbara for those if you live in Carpinteria. That's definitely something to consider because for a town of 13,000 plus people, it has a lot to offer and a lot to do, but the truth is it's still a really small town, so of course it's gonna be a little bit sleepier when it comes to nightlife and extra things to do. When it comes to the job market in Carpinteria, it's kind of limited is the truth. There's Procore, which is a big technology construction management company, which hosts a lot of opportunity for people. But besides a couple of the big hubs there's mostly service and tourism jobs. And that's definitely something to consider, is that there's less opportunity, less different business, significantly less firms that are hiring when it's compared to Santa Barbara or even Goleta. A lot of people who live in Carpinteria do commute. Wrapping up the cons of living in Carpinteria, one thing to consider as well is Carpinteria is one of the larger communities for legal production of cannabis. And certain neighborhoods kind of have that scent, that cannabis smell. So if you're sensitive to smell or if that scent's off-putting, it's definitely something to consider and really look into when you're shopping in certain neighborhoods in Carpinteria. And the legal production of cannabis in Carp is very polarizing, with a lot of neighbors who really want it gone, but it produces great tax revenue for the county and the area. So it'll be interesting to see how that really plays out. So concluding the video, would love to hear if I missed any of your favorite pros or any cons of living in Carpinteria, California. My team and I love selling real estate on the Central Coast. And if there's anything we can do to help your search or answer any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. So appreciate the likes and subscribes on the videos, guys. And until the next one, we'll see ya.